Let's talk about updating your brand colors and fonts. You are entirely welcome to stick with what is in your template. Those are already, established color um, and font combos. But if you've purchased your own fonts that you want to use, if you have a color palette that's already established that feels a lot more like you can come over here. We're in this left tab over here. We want to be on site. And then we want design settings. So you'll see this is the color palette that's in there for the Sienna template already. It's already set up with these fonts. If you're changing this, what I would recommend is coming over here to fonts and changing it so you can access any and all of the Google fonts here. For some reason, it's not in there. You can click on Google Fonts, download the one that you're looking for, upload it here. But there's a pretty wide selection here. Again, totally welcome to use the fonts that are already like designed in your template. But if you do want to upload them, you can. If you are purchasing your own fonts, like you want custom fonts and you're going somewhere like Jen Wagner or something like that, make sure that it's a we'll file it and make sure you have the appropriate license for on your online website font. There's different licenses depending on where you're using them. And if it's going on your website, make sure you have that correct license and you can upload the font here. And then any of the fonts that you purchase and upload, you'll find in here. So once you've updated your fonts here, instead of coming back over to site style, click that save button, because if you don't, the fonts aren't going to show up there. You have to save it first, and then it's a little silly, but then you can go back into design settings, and now you want this site style section. So input your color palette up here. I would go darkest to lightest. You can click on the color, and then down here you'll input the hex code to change it out. So if I wanted to put this color in over here, I would just Control V, then I've changed the color. That's the number 1 color. And that's kind of what it looks like. So I'm going to come back in here for a second. Okay, and then another thing that you're going to want to do, especially if you have changed the fonts and color palette from what's established in your template, is you want to set the style. So that we're setting the style for the title here. It's going to be this color at this opacity. It's generally best to just leave that at 100. This is the font that you're going to use. This is on mobile settings, and this is desktop settings, the size that it's going to be. And again, you can see mobile and desktop over here. And then you're going to come down and you're going to do that again for your heading, your subheading, and your paragraph. So you're establishing these styles. It can always change as you go through updating your website. But this is kind of like if you added a brand new text box, or if you're kind of updating what's already in existence, it's going to match this new style that you're establishing. So setting these type styles is really important. And then again, when you're done, you're going to hit save. I didn't make any changes, so I'm just going to hit cancel. And then if you had changed the font, like it's going to update here already. Here, can super quick look if I change this to this one instead, or actually it's going to be changing the header because that's more across the board. If I changed that over here and I hit save, I'm coming here, it's automatically updated anywhere where there's header text to reflect that change that I've made. So if you're updating your fonts, you're going to see that as an option, and it's going to change things across the website. So make sure you're just kind of double checking that nothing's clashing or nothing got wonky because you're adding in new fonts, different sizes, things like that.